Je suis actuellement à Mandokoro, dans un champ de théiers qui est complètement, qui n'est pas en rangée comme habituellement. Et c'est parce que c'est vraiment un champ très traditionnel, à l'ancienne, dans une toute petite parcelle, une petite région qui a une tradition de plus de 500 ans de thé. Et ici, tout le thé est récolté à la main. Donc c'est vraiment quelque chose d'exceptionnel et de très spécial. Il faut beaucoup de monde pour pouvoir récolter à la main. Toutes ces personnes donc il peut y avoir des étudiants de l'université, des personnes du village, des personnes de la région, même des touristes parfois japonais qui viennent pour la récolte. Et derrière là-bas tu peux voir une parcelle qui est ombragée, qui sera pour faire du matcha et aussi du gyokuro, un autre type de thé ombragé. Donc voilà, je voulais partager ce moment avec toi. Je porte un chapeau parce qu'il fait super chaud, il y a beaucoup de soleil. Et en fait, il s'agit d'une méditation silencieuse d'ailleurs, de récolte du matcha, de récolte du thé. Regarde ça, pour l'instant c'est ma récolte. Alors je suis pas expert, mais en 1 heure j'ai récolté à peu près 200 grammes, parce que ce panier fait à peu près 300 grammes. Je crois que si tu es très bon, si tu es très expérimenté, en 1 heure tu peux récolter 500 grammes, 600 grammes, un truc comme ça. Hey Thias.
Hey Valentin.
Let's take a walk through the tea garden.
Yeah, the beautiful tea gardens here.
So, I want to make this video because I want to introduce to you my friend Thias. We have a very special relationship.
We do. We very much do.
Thias is a guy that I love very much, and in a friendship sense, and I'm very impressed by your tea ceremony activities. Well, that's how we met.
That's how we met. So we met at a tea ceremony activity that I hosted. I host tea ceremony gatherings, activities, workshops for visitors, persons who are outside of Japanese culture, and to allow those people to, through tea ceremony, get a deeper understanding and appreciation for the beauty that Japanese culture has to offer. And as I always say, I think tea ceremony is a microcosm of Japanese culture because it encapsulates so many various aspects of Japanese culture and tradition. So through tea ceremony you can actually access that. And one of the group sessions that I did, Valentin was part of, and that's how we met, and that became a wonderful friendship.
Yes, we met now it's about 5 or 6 years ago. And Thias, what brought you to Japan and to study tea ceremony?
Well, I got interested in Japan through martial arts, kendo. I thought I wanted to do, I started kendo, and then I started to learn more about Japanese culture, history, and thought I want to go to Japan to really see this country for myself and explore more of its cultural beauty. So when I came to Japan, I did more different martial arts. I did karate, jodo. I also studied no theater performance, and then started doing tea ceremony. And it was really in tea ceremony that I really found what I was looking for. So what brought me to Japan is mostly martial arts and Japanese culture, and what kept me here is the tea ceremony.
Yeah, and you have a really special story about tea ceremony, because you are among the only foreigners who have been certified tea master in the Enshuryu school.
Yes, so
Tell us about this.
The school that I practice is called the Enshu Enshu Sado. It's the Enshu style tea ceremony, and it's one of the few warrior style schools that are still existent in Japan. In our tradition, there aren't that many foreign practitioners. My teacher is one, and there are a few other practitioners, but I'm perhaps the youngest and the fastest to have achieved a full instructorship. It still took me 8 years to get an instructorship certification.
Wow. 8 years, yeah.
And then at that time I received my tea name, which is Sosen. So I'm usually known as Tias Sosen with my tea name.
Amazing, amazing. And yeah, so when I met you, then we became friends, and you've been instrumental to helping me learn more about tea and Japanese culture, and then also about matcha. And you actually introduced me to this tea farmer Azuma-san, and from her you have selected, you even have maybe a bit crafted with her this very special matcha.
It's to say crafted is maybe a bit much, but she makes really good matcha teas. They're very very sweet, very delicious, and very suitable for tea ceremony. And there was one of her matchas that I thought this one could actually be suitable for koicha, and koicha is sort of the pinnacle of the tea that is served in the tea ceremony. You can only use the highest quality of tea, because if you have small leaves and they are shaded well and they're fertilized well and they're picked at the right time, they will not give you any bitterness. It's just a sweet, delicious tea. And for koicha, you can't have the coarser, older leaf, because then the tea is just going to be unpalatable and too bitter. It's okay for usucha, for thin tea, but if you make it into that thick paste that koicha is, you really need top-notch, top-grade, delicious matcha. And I found at Azuma's place this matcha of the Samidori cultivar, and thought we should just give it a try and blend it into koicha to see if it works. And we did it, and it was wonderful. So I told her, this brand you should offer to your clients as a premium. I think in the West they would call it ceremonial matcha now. And we almost together gave it kind of the name Wazuka no Mukashi, because Wazuka is the village where it's crafted, and no Mukashi is usually the way that you approach naming a traditional Japanese tea, Japanese matcha.
So this Samidori matcha is Tia Sozen tea ceremony master approved.
It is very certainly approved by me, because I like to use it in a lot of my tea ceremonies. I offer it to my guests, as well foreign as Japanese, and I think it's a really great, really delicious, and a good introduction to the depth that koicha can give you.
That's why I'm so excited to have this collaboration with you on this delicious matcha. And so if you're watching this video, I want to invite you to do two things. One, try this delicious matcha. You can have it in uzucha, or even better in koicha. And two, when you come to Japan, go visit Tias in Kyoto and try to see if he's available. If you could book a tea ceremony experience with him,
that'd be great.
He's the best person for a foreigner visiting Japan to experience this ceremony, because you are really like a bridge between Japanese culture and Japanese language, and all of us foreigners who are so in love with Japan.
That's really what I try to do. I try to make tea ceremony accessible and give you a lot of information and explanation in English, so that you not only get an understanding of what tea ceremony is about, but also get a better appreciation for Japanese culture as a whole. So if you do come to Kyoto, I would really appreciate and would be happy to receive you to one of my tea ceremony activities.
Yes. Thank you so much, Tias. Do you have any message for the Kumiko Matcha community in France and Europe?
Yes. We find ourselves in a beautiful place in the tea gardens. The sounds that you hear here are mostly the sounds of nature, and I think you don't necessarily need to come to a tea garden to find that peace, but if you make yourself a mindfully made bowl of matcha, you create a moment for enjoying tea, you can really recreate that silence in your own home. And that is my my motto, is to, through tea, create your silence.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Yes.
Thank you, Valentin.
I'm very excited for this collaboration. And again, try this delicious Samidori matcha, approved by Tia Sozen, tea instructor in Japan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tias.